Hello, welcome back to another Age of Civilizations 2 speedrun attempt. Today I'm going to be attempting modern Brazil, so that will be interesting. This is my first time trying this. This video will also kind of serve as a tutorial for my Smithy Strat, as I'm calling it. Although to say it's mine is a bit of an overstatement. It's kind of borrowed. So it looks like Sao Paulo is the number one, not in population though. Economy is good, but population might be better. So for that reason, I'm going to stick with Minas Gerais, I guess. Difficulty, I think beginner is easiest. Fog of War doesn't really matter. Game speed, I still don't really know what this does. Some people say it's better to have it at 200, some say 50, some say leave it alone. I'm just going to leave it alone. AI aggressiveness, I found if it's as low as possible is best, so you don't have people declare war on you while you try it. Obviously you saw me just boot it up, but just in case, it's probably best just to show that there are in fact no alliances or anything at the beginning of the game. Okay, so I guess it is just time to get started, so let's go. And I made sure to check that splits was on top this time, so okay. My splits aren't starting. What the heck? Okay. Well, settings. Global hotkeys are on. Start split numpad 1. Did I have numlock on? Oh, I had numlock on. Okay. So I will just clear that. That's fine. Just a minor issue. So then what I will do then is I will simply reset. And sometimes I've noticed that it's been different for who, but okay. So kind of my strategy, I'll just show taxes to go, so it looks like one tick above will be the best. Goods, just the minimum. Investments, the minimum. Research isn't really worth it. And then with the research you have, military upkeep, because that's very much required. So span through all 30 of those. Administration is good. And then probably income taxation. And then I guess the rest can go into income production. The rest of these don't really matter. So that'll kind of be my strategy, and then kind of what I'll do then would be disband right away. Although, is it better? It might not actually be better, because you can just span through spacebar for a little bit. So get to a point where you start seeing inflation, probably go to about turn 25, and then recruit. Actually, maybe do that a couple times. Use up like the rest of my balance. Okay, I'm out of movement points, so I'll just go a turn ahead and use up the rest of my money. So now, one turn ahead. So essentially what I'll do is then diplomacy, I'll look at diplomacy. Anyone who's green or not, essentially if they're not brown, I will click on them, send an insult repeatedly until they are down to -10. This opinion needs to be -10. Then I will, when it comes time, I will send vassalization demands with maximum armies to everyone. Now, I don't know if 30,000 troops is going to be enough. We will have to see. And yeah, that's essentially the strategy. And then, of course, I will probably just kind of go around, make everyone hate me by constantly sending them insults. And then once everyone is at or just below that -10, then vassalize everyone, and that will be the end. So, now that I have kind of explained the Smithy Strat, I will do a new game. So, once again, I think this is probably best, just because of population. I'm not certain on how the ultimatum mechanic works, but I believe it is heavily based on how many standing armies you have. Although that could be wrong. There could be potentially other things. Anyways, so I have that going. And now, let us start for real this time. And go. So, technology points. Do this. 5. Rest in that. Okay. Now, manage finances above. So this won't really work for the smaller categories with fewer than, like, I think 4 people would probably be minimum, or 4, like, countries, I mean. Okay. Just because of the fact that it would be very difficult to get this strategy going fast enough, where it would be practical for those smaller scenarios. So for that reason, I'm not really going to try. Okay, so now that I have my large army, technically you could do the insulting beforehand, but I've noticed that spamming through turns, they like to magically just become better friends with me, despite them not improving relations. I don't know if it automatically does that on easier difficulties. Maybe it does. Maybe that might be a reason to potentially try a harder difficulty, but I've also noticed that harder difficulties make it less likely for them to accept ultimatums. So, and actually I should do this. Okay, so it's closer. You are low enough, you are not. And yeah, so essentially just going to go around, insult everyone. Everyone must hate me, otherwise they will not, I can't obviously send them ultimatums if they don't hate me. What are we at here? This one. I'm not even going to try and learn these guys' names. I mean, I could. So then next, of course, would be the US, but the US has 50 states, of course, so that means that it's a lot more difficult. So, okay, I think that means everyone hates me now. So now I'm just going to start sending ultimatums of vassalization. And this will be the last one I can do this turn. Both of them accepted. Doing vassalization. And also, the more vassals you have, the harder it is to get diplomacy score, I think it is. Yeah, diplomacy points. So that's why I've found that it's fastest to make everyone hate you first, otherwise you're gonna run out of diplomacy points, because you also need diplomacy points, of course, to see, they started liking me again, in order to make someone dislike you. That is frustrating. Also, thankfully, no one has rejected my vassalization, which is good. That is something to be potentially concerned about. No, oops, that's a whoops. That cost me a little bit of time that I did not want to lose. Well, I guess no one wants to lose time in a speedrun. Or if they do, that's not a very speedrunny speedrun, eh? Okay, no issues yet. And it's potential that you could trim time by, doing less armies. It's possible that you don't even need anywhere near this many, and I have went way overboard. But I'm not going to go for that level of optimization until I know it's necessary, because I want to leave a little bit of room for improvement. Okay, we had a couple turned down. That's going to be an issue, but that's fine. So then there's two kind of ways you can deal with that. Either you can recruit more armies, which by now I have a bit more money. So I will try that. And go turn, and then let's see these two. But if this doesn't work, then... Okay, and there we go. Oh, I just stopped the timer. Well, it's fine. You can see the timer in the video, hopefully, so... Yeah, and that is victory %. Okay, well, thank you for watching this rather short video. I don't know what the time was, because I just cleared it, because I hit the wrong button, or key, whatever. Anyways, so yeah, that's what I have coined the Smithy Strat. Yeah, and then of course I did also mention in a post about how this could potentially work for conquer %, and that would essentially be where you would then keep going until, well, you'll see here in a few turns, and I might want to recruit some more people. We are going to have, who is it? Who is our first one? You, I think. So in 9 turns, so 3, 4, and the little thing will pop up here. So truce has expired, so then you would just send ultimatum, demand annexation, that, and then you would just do this. And that's how you could, in theory, easily get it. The main issue would be, of course, if people started declaring independence, at which case, then you'd have to fight with them, which is, of course, not the goal for the Smithy Strat. Anyways, thank you for watching this video, and as always, wabam!